Hello, good evening everyone. Welcome to one more book launch event. My name is Shalu Rajput and I am the host for today on behalf of Adhyyan Books. मैं आशा करती हूँ आपको हमारे ऑथर्स से मिलके उनके बुक के बारे में जान के उनके बारे में जान के काफी अच्छा लग रहा होगा. So I would like to know your comments in our comment section given below. ओके सो आज हम जिस बुक के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं उसका नाम है मास्टरिंग एजाइल लीडरशिप 10 स्टेप्स टू कोचिंग योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टू सक्सेस. So basically, the author of this book is Mr. Amarsingh Gaikwad, and he is a distinguished enterprises agile coach. He brings 17 years of IT expertise primarily in fintech, renowned his spearheading agile transformations across Australia and New Zealand. He excels in devising strategies for large-scale software projects, ensuring timely delivery within budget. And Amarsingh's dedication to agile methodologies renders him a vital asset in driving organizational excellence and fostering innovation within the IT sector. So now we will be talking about his book. So basically, the book Mastering Agile Leadership is a very help book. It's all about making leading terms easier using agile methods and which are smart ways to working together on the projects. In this book, you will find simple explanations of important topics like figuring out if your company is ready for agile ways, getting if everyone in the company to agree on goals, and making sure for your team works well together. So now we are going to welcome Mr. Amarsingh Gaikwad ji. Hello, sir.
Thank you,
Good
Shalu.
evening. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm doing all right. How about yourself, Shalu?
Thank you so much for asking, sir. I'm also doing very great. Thank you. Okay, sir. So first of all, I would like to congratulate you as your book is live on Amazon. So I would like to know कि how you're feeling. कैसा लग रहा है आपको आपकी book launch हो गई है?
Yeah, this is a great feeling. And just after the launch, I'm really glad to see that it has become the Amazon #1 bestseller. So, really glad about it. And thank you so much for helping me in publishing the book. And, since I was new to this industry, I was not aware what ISBN number is, what proofreadings, other jargons of publication. So, your team and you have been very helpful right from conceptualizing this book and till the end I published this book. So thank you so much to you and your team.
That's amazing, sir. We are glad to hear these words from you. Thank you so much. So now let's move further and अभी हम अपना आपके बारे में आपके बुक के बारे में सब लोगों को बताते हैं so that they got to know about you in deeper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, first of all, I would like to know, like, your topic is all about agile and all these things. So, what is the main idea behind agile leadership?
Yeah. So you guys must have heard about Nokia, Blockbusters. So these companies, they were market leaders at one time, but they got dislodged in the industry, specifically IT industry. So these days, if you see, every business is a technology business. Technology
Yeah.
has penetrated in every walk of life, be it AI, be it 5G, be it drone technology. So technology, har sector mein it has penetrated, and that's the reason the lifespan of the major companies it has reduced, specifically if you talk about the Fortune 500 companies. So in order to stay in the market, you have to always innovate and you have to do relentless improvement. And if your company is not agile, then you may get easily dislodged. And this is what happening with many Fortune 500 companies. Nokia is the classic case. So that's the reason you will see most and more companies are moving towards agility, or they are being agile.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
why I wanted to always write a book on agile. So agile is nothing. It's not like something new. It's just like a unique way of thinking, new way of thinking. Or as Charles Darwin has always rightly said, it is not the survival of the intelligent or the fittest species. It is the survival of the species who are able to adapt to the market condition. So the idea here is to adapt to the market condition and respond to change and customer needs. That's what
Oh,
Agile is all about. Yeah.
okay, sir. Okay, now the concept is more clear actually. Okay, so the next question is how can we know if our team is ready for agile?
Yeah. So you whenever you want to start any change, so agile is a kind of a change in a mindset and behavior. So it has to always be a baby steps, because the human psychology says that nobody wants to change, right? So the change has to be in baby steps, and it has to be gradual. So whenever we want to introduce this change, uh,
Hmm.
we normally make sure that we gamify that, we introduce with some puzzles, with some games, and then we help team understand the concept of agile, and this way we can start, and then maybe start with more trainings. Like any in agile we have a lot of roles like product owner, scrum master, release train engineer. Then we go
Yes,
with more advanced training. So that's the idea behind that.
exactly. Okay, okay, understood. So I would like to know one more thing, like why it is important for leaders to agree on agile ideas. I mean, what is the importance of it?
Yeah, so most of the time, whenever we start with any agile transformation, so the leaders are the one who should have the buy-in for agility. Because
Hmm.
most of our leaders, they come with a set background or set mindset. Because most of the leaders, they have worked in a traditional ways of, delivering a software project, and they have a fixed mindset. But with agile, you have to think on toes, you have to think out of the box. So that's the reason I think whenever in a company you have a buy-in from a leadership, then the transformation becomes very easy and smooth. So that's the reason the leader should be coached first. They should have a buy-in on agility first, and once they have that, then it becomes very easy for the team to adopt this change.
Okay,
So that's
okay.
why leadership coaching first. Yeah.
Okay, okay, understood. And how can we make our workplace more agile friendly? I'm asking this thing because, like I'm also going to apply in my life. So I think it would be helpful.
Yeah. So maybe, people who are new to Agile. So this is nothing new that we are learning. Those concepts have been in place from years and years. It's just that we are adopting this change and we are implementing so that, we get a better value of the work that we are doing. So simple steps could be, even my 8-year daughter, she has implemented a Kanban board. So what is a Kanban board? It is a board where you can visualize your work. So like to-do column, where you put all the stickies that the work you need to complete, then maybe in progress, and then done. So simple 3 columns so that you can visualize what you want to accomplish, what work is in progress, and what is in done state. Even for teams, like you guys are working in teams there, I can understand. So you guys must be having some meetings or huddles, so short meetings wherein you all regroup in the morning, and then maybe
Exactly.
talk, what you're planning for today, then
Hmm.
what you did yesterday, and are there
Yeah,
any roadblocks. So such small
exactly.
things you can implement and
Yeah, yeah.
quickly start with being agile. Yeah.
Actually, I like the idea of your daughter as well. Like whatever have she have, like on a bullet points, we can write like this, like what is the progress and how we are right now, and what would be the in the next 30 days and all these things. So I think it's the 1st of April, and I'm also going to apply over here in my company for my team at least. Yeah. So next question is like why it is good to have team with different skills. I mean, we are also having a team, and in I think in all the corporate sectors we are having their team. So why it is important to have like different skills?
Whenever we are forming the teams, the point you are highlighting, that we all should be cross functional, and team should be formed with cross functional skill set. And the reason for that is we have to visualize the entire value stream. Like once we
Hmm.
onboard the customer and then the value we deliver. Let's say I place an order for a car and the time I get my car in my hand. So that is the entire value stream that has to traverse. So when we consider that value stream, we have to think in mind like who all people we need to deliver end to end value, right? And that's the idea. We have to form a team like a virtual organization. So if I talk about IT specifically, because I have expertise in that, so in a team we need a developer, we need a product owner, we need a tester, we need a person who can deploy the code also. So the team should be cross functional, who can deliver end to end value. That's the reason we need people from different skill set and background, and we have to form that cross functional team in order to deliver end to end value. Let's say if we have all the developers, then who's going to test it? If we have all the testers, who's going to deploy it? So that's the whole
Exactly.
idea, to have people with different skill set.
Exactly. And I think it's more, like helpful to work together, I guess. If people are having different, like different skills, so it is easier, we can say. Like, I can do this thing, so you can do this thing. Like that, isn't it?
Absolutely. And then
Yeah,
it promotes cross functionality and cross pollination of skills also. Like if we
exactly.
are working as a team, I can learn from you and you can learn from my skill set
Definitely.
also.
Definitely. I totally agree with
Yeah.
you. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So, what are some ways team can work better together? Like we would like to know, as you are expert in all these kind of topics, so I would also, like to understand about it.
Yeah, so first of all, whenever we want the team to be at a performing stage, so there are different levels of team performance. First is the forming stage, where when the team has been formed. So at that time, everyone is struggling to, what are their roles and responsibility, who is the boss, who is the supervisor. So this is a very first stage where everyone is struggling. And after the forming stage, then comes a norming stage, which as name indicates, it's normalizing of things.
Okay.
And then comes a storming phase where everyone is fighting for their position in the team. And after that, the final stage and the ideal stage comes is the performing stage, wherein everyone is performing as a unit, which is an autopilot team. And there, be it agile team, be it any team from any walk of life, trust is the major factor. And the whole idea of the lean agile leader is to build the trust among your team members. And if you are able to establish that, then you can take your team right from forming stage to performing stage, so that it works as an autopilot unit without any intervention of a supervisor or a leader. So trust is a major factor in that.
Exactly, that's the key actually. Definitely.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, like, how can coaching help when things change at work? How can it help us?
Yeah, coaching is really important because nowadays if you want to accomplish anything, let's say it takes 5 years to acquire certain skill set. But if you have a coach, then that can be accomplished in a very short duration also. So let me give you a quick example. This is a real life anecdote. So one surgeon, world famous surgeon, someone recommended him to hire a coach. So he said, I am already the number one surgeon. Why should I hire a coach? So the one of the person or friend suggested, you are having a lot of pain in your right hand whenever you are doing surgery. So why not hire a coach and see if there are any improvements? So he,
Exactly.
just for his friend's suggestion's sake, he hired a coach and performed a surgery in front of him. But the way he was holding the knife or scalp to do the surgery, okay, that was an incorrect way. And that
Exactly.
was the reason there was a pain in his hand, and that was a long term pain. So when the coach observed that person and suggested, and he was able to rectify from the mistake, though he was a number one surgeon. But
Hmm.
small things like that would really help for an individual or a team to perform. And coach is somewhat like uh, in our Indian spiritual concept, we have a guru. So guru is person who has been there and handhold to to that path. So that's the place of a coach in the organization or at an individual level also, where when you can quickly learn those skills and remove any mistakes that you have.
Okay, okay. Like I would just like to say a thing. Like the way you are explaining the questions, I mean the examples you are giving me is really very like impressive. I'm totally excited to read out your book, and definitely I'm going to like among my friends I am going to deliver your book, as it seems like I'm going to learn lots of things, as we are also in corporate sector and lots of people are there who are doing jobs and all this. So they are totally, I think they should be excited actually. I am though. So मैं तो अपने फ्रेंड्स को बताने वाली हूँ, बाकी प्लीज सब लोग ही देखिएगा. Okay, so the next thing is, yeah, so what does it mean to make agile work for a whole company?
Yeah, so agile for a whole company is kind of whenever you introduce change, it's a long-term thing. So you have to start small, you have to select few teams, and you have to introduce this agile model, ensure that those teams are performed, and then identify the value that they have generated, and then try to replicate it with the other teams in the company. Then it becomes very easier. And as you said, in order to implement agile in a company, buy-in from the leadership is really important, because if there is not buy-in from the leadership, then any transformation may not work.
Exactly, exactly. So the next thing is like, how can we keep being agile over time?
So, like agile, some people think like it's kind of a destination where we reach and we become complacent about it. So, what agile is, it is a journey, it is not a destination, and it's a journey of relentless improvement and continuous retrospection among ourselves, because there is no such thing wherein we can reach and become complacent. So, we have to always ensure how we can improve and retrospect and learn from our mistakes, because there is always scope of improvement.
Okay, okay, understood. Totally agree. And why should we check if our plans are working? I mean, we make plans, but I think we don't go after it. So why it is important to check it out?
Yeah. So the agile fourth value, what is it says, respond to change over following a plan. So what that means is, agile is not saying that don't do planning, right? So what agile is saying, planning is good, but don't do long-term planning or stick to that plan. So earlier, people used to follow waterfall methodology. And the
Hmm.
data says that 94% of the projects in waterfall used to fail. And the reason for that was people used to do long term planning, 4 years, 5 years down the line. And there was no scope to do any change request. But in Agile, what we are saying is plans are good, but don't do long term planning. Do short term planning. Plan for a sprint, that is 2 weeks in advance, or a quarter. And whenever whenever there is a change which is introduced, always be ready for the change and accept the change, and always retrospects. So that is the beauty of agile, wherein you work in small cadence and wherein you always inspect and adapt. So that's why, do planning, but don't stick to the plan. Always be ready for changes. That's the whole mantra.
Understood, sir. Understood. I'm going to apply this thing in my real life as well. Okay. So the next question is, can you think of an example where being flexible helped solve a problem?
Yeah, so being flexible, like we are living in a VUCA world, right? So VUCA is an acronym wherein V stands for volatile, uh, U stands for uncertain, C for complex, and A for ambiguous. So we are living in a VUCA world, and we always have to change, right? So we what happened to dinosaurs many years back, right? They were not ready to change and they got extinct. So same with human beings or companies or the organization as well. So we have to be ready for change, and flexibility is the key, right?
Yeah,
So we have to all be flexible. Another example would be COVID. So during COVID time, the situation changes drastically and people were forced to work from home, right? You all were working virtually.
exactly.
And the people who were flexible, who were able to work from home, their business survived. But people who were not used to technology or were not ready to change, in short, those
Hmm.
businesses got extended. So
Yes,
in a VUCA world where situations are not changing yearly or monthly, they are changing daily or hourly basis. One has to be flexible, be it individual or the organizations also.
hmm. Hmm.
Everyone has to be flexible.
Exactly, exactly, sir. Okay, so how can we see if a group is ready for to start a project together? How we can recognize it?
Yeah, first of all, whenever it all starts from hiring. So, whenever you are hiring, we have to ensure that people uh, are hired with the right mindset. So, that's the first step.
Yeah.
And it all start with hiring. And second thing, once you hire people with right mindset, then again you can train them to work in different frameworks. So for
Yes.
agile, there are agile is a kind of umbrella in which we have different framework, be it Scrum, be it Kanban, be it Scaled Agile, be it XP. So depending upon the nature of work the team is performing, we can always train them and help them and handhold them while they are working.
Yes. Yes. Okay, and why it is important for everyone in a group to understand the goal? I mean, I think the leader can, discuss the goal, but why is it important for everyone to understand this thing?
So nowadays, everyone is a knowledge worker. So knowledge worker means people who know more than their bosses. So we all are
Hmm.
knowledge worker, right? And the good idea to manage what Agile says is to manage a knowledge worker is first thing we have to give them mastery, like whatever skills they have, they should master that. And then we need to give that purpose or intent. We have to
Hmm.
show them the reason why we are doing this work.
Hmm.
When as a leader we are able to articulate that why or show them the bigger purpose that we are working for, this really help. And third thing is autonomy, like people should take their own decisions, right? So we have to decentralize decision making. But as you said, the purpose or why is really important. First thing, a person on the team should know why they are doing this work. Once they know
Hmm.
the why, then it becomes very easy to tie up your vision to the vision of the company and to achieve that goal. That's why is really important.
Okay, okay, fine. So I think I have already asked you this thing, but I would like to know in your personal life, have you ever worked with friends who were good at different things? And if yes, so how did it help you?
Yeah. So I think whenever we start with any team, we have a I-shaped skill. Like means, well, as a developer, when I started, I was good at Java. So that represents a I. That means a single line, right?
Yeah.
And then if you want to be, more successful, then we
Hmm.
should not only narrow our horizon and thinking about only one skill set. So maybe, later on I started working to see what's how I can test the software, not only develop but test. Or not only Java as a language, why not .NET or Python? So I
Exactly.
started to develop the skill set. So that is E-shaped skill or
Yeah.
W-shaped skills, right? Wherein you have expertise in one skill set, but you know little bit of other skill set also.
Exactly.
right? And then nowadays if you want to grow more, then we should be expert in multiple things, because that really helps us to excel in the life. So if you see software requirements, again I'm going leaning back to the software example. These days they are asking for full stack developer, means you should know most of the languages which are relevant in the industry. So that's why, multiple skill set helps you to survive, or to, achieve more value, whatever work you are doing.
Okay, understood. Okay, so can you talk about a time when you had to when you had to change plans quickly, and how did like how you handled it?
Yeah, so again, responding to change over following a plan is the mantra that I follow. Also, I encourage my team members to follow at my company. So, one example is like, we are working in a sprint. So, we have allocated task that we have to perform in 2 weeks. But suddenly, a production defect comes in, which is a very critical defect. And if you don't fix that, then there is a huge dollar loss to the company or the project. So, what should we do? Shall we say that no, we already are full with the work and we cannot accommodate that? No. So, we have to always respond to change. We work with the leadership, understood the production defect. It is very critical to fix. So, we have to de scope something which is already in our plate and prioritize this production defect. And we really did, as a team. We fixed that defect. Every team member swarmed him together to fix that defect. In a day or a half, we fixed that, deployed the fix to the production, and then we moved on to the another task. So this is how we prioritize and responded to change. So this is the one example that I remember, and for that we got very a lot of appreciation and praises from the leadership team.
Exactly. At that time, I think it's must needed, so it was
Yeah.
good thing. Yeah. Okay, so is it easier to make changes when others are supportive? And if it is yes, then why?
Yes, because once you have good support from the leadership, and if leadership people are ready to change, then people on the ground, they try to look up to the leadership and follow the examples that they have. So, for example, if I'm a leader, then I should not command and control the team. I have to show that I myself is ready for a change. And, instead of just asking them to change, I should lead by example and show them how I am flexible and ready to change. And then the people, they try to copy or imitate their leaders. So it always starts with the leadership first, and then the team is, ready to follow what their leaders are doing.
Exactly. Yes. And have you ever tried to get better at something little by little? And how did it go? I just want to know. Because, like somehow in life, I also need that. So just asking.
Yeah. So they say that, a journey of 10,000 steps starts with the first step. So it always starts with little by little. So, for example, for agility, so I'm kind of an early adopter of Agile and Scrum. So I myself worked as a acting Scrum Master in a team, then pursued a Scrum Master certification, and then went for higher certifications like RT, SPC. So this is like, step by step improvement, because you cannot improve in a one day. You have to gradually do that, and always have to inspect and adapt, what I see.
Understood. Understood. Okay, so how can you tell if like if the project is going in a well manner or before it finished basically? So how can you recognize that?
Yeah. There are few health indicators which really helps to assess a health of a project. First thing, if the project is able to deliver value, that means are they able to produce a valuable software which customers are liking it, right? If there are a lot of defects which are happening once the software is deployed to the production. So these are a couple of things by which you can easily gauge if the team is actually delivering value to the end user or the customer.
Okay. Okay, understood. Okay, so what can what can we do to keep getting better at something even after we are we can say we are good at it already.
Yeah, so I say, there is nothing perfect in this world. There is always scope of improvement. And inspect and adapt is one thing a person or a team or an organization can always do, wherein they can always introspect after a certain cadence, let's say after a month. They sit as a team or an individual and see what really went well, what needs improvement, and what are the action items. And you will see there would be always some scope for improvement, and there will be some action items. I did this project, but there could be some things that I did not go well. So what are those things, and what are the action items that I can put it into the next project, so that the next project is more better from the previous one. So this way, I can always inspect and adapt, and always be on a path of relentless improvement.
Exactly, exactly. So I would like to know one thing. Like, do you have any tips for your readers when they finish it up? When they are done with your book after reading. So, do you have any tips for them to try in their life?
Yeah, a lot of, in fact, this book is based on a real life anecdotes.
Okay.
What are the experiences one or challenges one could face during the transformation or agile implementation? And if one follows that, then it becomes very easy to implement agile or go through the transformation. So I encourage all your viewers and readers to read this book. This is written in a simple, plain English with lot of examples and lot of tips and tricks, which are best practices in the industry and which would really help a person, because I have learned from many mistakes. So I don't want other people to do those mistakes again and again. And the idea of writing this book was to share my experiences and knowledge with the larger audience. So yes, those are some tips and tricks. I would encourage everyone to go and read this book so that it becomes very easy for them to implement agile.
Exactly. So, Amarji, may I know, is this your first book?
Yes, this is my first book. I have also written a second book, but that is not, unfortunately, that successful. The book is Agile Coaching. I think it is still,
In
catching
progress?
up with the
Okay.
readers. But this one is the most famous, and this, since this is my first book, I have a lot of emotional attachment with this book.
Okay. So how you're feeling, after the publishing your first book, so how you're feeling? I think you are definitely must very excited for the responses, isn't it?
Yeah, so far, if you go online and check, there are few responses, but those are all 5 stars. Also, like writing a book is another way of showcasing that you have a deep knowledge in your field. So
Exactly.
I am getting a lot of praises in my company. They also did my book launch in the company. The event was sponsored by the leadership. There was snacks, lunch given to the people. I have also written a LinkedIn post. And next, we have a APGA Agile conference, which we call a Mahakumbh of Agile. So they have invited me as a guest author there. And I'm going to share. So I feel like a celebrity sometime. And this book has really, given me a lot of name and fame.
Yeah.
And thanks to you and your team, which has really helped me. And they have helped me to become this author of a bestseller book, and the journey was really awesome so far.
That's amazing, sir. That's amazing. Okay. So, like, whom you have dedicated this book, sir?
So I have dedicated this book to my parents who are no more in this world because they always trusted me. I left my education like, when I was in 10th grade, but they always kept pursuing me to, to pursue it again, the education. And with their blessings, I was able to pursue and achieve some respectable position in the organization. So thanks to them and their blessings.
Definitely, sir. Definitely. Parents are something different. They are on the next level and they are always with you. That's amazing, sir. That's nice. So, what feedback have you received from the readers so far? Like, maybe your colleagues, your family, or like the friends have read your book. So, what are the feedbacks you got from them?
So I work for a hardcore IT company, and in here the HR is the people who are non-technical, like their job requirements are they are non-technical. So few of my colleagues they have purchased my book, and they find it very simple and easy to understand. Even they are discussing all the agile principles among themselves, and the feedback I got is like it's very easy to understand. This is not, earlier they thought like agile is something is alien to them, or there would be a lot of technical jargons to agility, but it's not like that. If people from HR field, if they are able to understand, then nothing like it. And the people who work in the industry, they also feel that the feedback is really good. It's written in same uh, plain English, and then it is written as a story, so it really helps readers to be engaged and to complete this book. So
Exactly.
feedback up till now is really amazing.
That's amazing, sir. That's nice. I hope in the future as well you will be getting, like the 5 star only.
Yes.
Okay. So I think it would be my last question. I have already asked you plenty of questions. So the question is there any last message you want to give to your readers? Like कुछ भी आप बताना चाहेंगे उनको, like book के बारे में या फिर to their personal life कि वो किसी चीज को apply कर सकते हैं, फिर कुछ भी please tell us something.
Yes. So I want to say that sometimes people think that agile is a kind of a niche topic, and it may not be applicable to other walks of life, but it is not like that. Agility is something, it's like a unique way of thinking or unique way of doing the things, and it can be applicable to any teams or any organization, be it software or non-software, technical or non-technical. So it will help individuals as well as teams and the organization also. So if you're not from IT industry, also you can implement Agile to yourself as well as with your team. So I encourage everyone to read this book, and this has shaped up really well. And so far, this has helped a lot many people, and I hope this also helps each and every individual that is going through or reading this book. And thank you again for you and your team for organizing this event, and helping me in this journey to become a author of bestseller book.
We are glad, sir. We are happy to help you. In fact, we will be waiting for the next book as well. Please do well.
Sure,
And
sure.
yeah, okay. So, if in case our audience wants to connect with you, so वो कैसे connect कर सकते हैं? Can you please tell something?
Yes. So the details are on the screen. So I can be reachable on amar.gaikwad 25, the number 25 at gmail.com, and my number is 9823454462. This is also WhatsApp number, so I am reachable on both the channels.
Understood. Okay. So, thank you very much. Thank you so much for joining us, Amarji. Thank you so much, and best of luck for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Shalu. Thank you so much for having me, and it was pleasure talking to you and your team, and thank you for all the help.
Definitely, sir. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, so thank you everyone. I would like to thank you all as well for joining us and be there for us. So do not forget to like, subscribe and share our channel. आप ऐसे ही हमारी नई बुक्स को देखते रहिए, ऑथर्स के बारे में जानते रहिए. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग.